Hey everybody, I'm John. I collect cards. Hope you're all doing well. It is Saturday, March 22nd when I'm recording this. I'm probably posting it on Monday the 24th. I'm actually recording this not long after my alma mater have wrapped up one of their best seasons in their men's basketball program's history. Certainly in my lifetime, anyway, it was the best. They lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament to Texas Tech. We're in it for most of the way, actually, and then they were just outclassed in the end. But a great season for them. Unfortunately, our head coach is probably going to be, who knows, by the time I'm posting this, he could be announced as the next coach at Iowa, West Virginia, Villanova, any other, a whole host of power conference schools. He's been in the headlines for a while. But anyway, it was fun kind of just watching Drake have a really good season on the in men's basketball for a few years now. But we finally won a first round game, so I was really happy about that. But let me move on to the real point of this video. This video is going to serve as kind of a preview, sort of a teaser, I guess, more of a teaser for the upcoming Bargain Hunters episode I'm going to be doing with Steve Vintage on Vintage over on his channel. It's going to be a pretty awesome one. We're actually going to have not one, but two special guests. We're going to have a foursome on the next Bargain Hunters, and it's the Hall of Famer we've been targeting is Bob Gibson. And I'm not going to mention here who the two special guests are. You're going to have to wait for the Bargain Hunters episode to come out. I think we're going to be recording it this week. So that should be out soon over again on Vintage, Steve's great channel. So, if you're not subscribed to there, why haven't you? Just make that happen. Okay. So I'm going to share two cards in this video, just two cards. And they're both new pickups. And I'll say it right now, they're both Bob Gibson. But they're not what I'm going to be showing, obviously, on Bargain Hunters coming up. So let me turn the phone around. I'll talk a little bit more, kind of where this is going, and then I'll quickly show those cards. And so I'm actually very excited about this. So hang on. Okay, so I'm just going to put the first card here on the screen, the first of the two cards, and talk about it here a little bit in terms of what I'm showing. So, for the Bob Gibson bargain hunt with Steve and our two special guests upcoming, I was thinking for a couple of days after I picked this up that this would be my card that I would use in the bargain hunt. It's 1965, Topps Bob Gibson. Pretty nice card overall. I mean, it's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. Off center to the right a bit, and overall it's a pretty nice card. And I probably will get this graded. And my thought was, I would send this in, wait for it to come back. I don't want to dive too much into the hunt on this video, so I'll save most of this for that upcoming episode. But basically, it took me a while to get to this card, and I didn't want to tack on a couple more weeks to see what it'd come back as. And it's in the end, it would have I got this for $20. So I got this for $20 in my LCS. Actually, I have two LCSs in my town, and both of the two cards here I'm showing I got on the same day. And so this one was $20. Here's the back. And for a couple of days or a few days after I got it, I thought I would, eventually get around to sending it in. But I knew I needed to get it in if I was going to, probably wait 2 to 3 weeks for it to come back. Finally, I just decided, you know what, I didn't send it in yet, obviously, as you could see. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I might just drop this off at Strongsville to the SGC, folks at the Strongsville show next month. Get it graded that way. I think I'll still get it graded. It'll probably come back, I'm thinking, hopefully a 4 is kind of what I'm thinking. So, but, again, I didn't want to wait, and I also wasn't, it's a nice card. I really like this pose shot of Gibson on 65. It's a nice card. But I decided to end up going in a different direction. So I sort of shelved this for the hunt, and just overall to be a nice keeper for the collection. Who knows? I might still decide to keep it raw in the next couple of weeks before I, head to the show. But I think I'll slab it. We'll see. I am going to be dropping off probably a decent amount of cards there, probably at least a dozen cards I'll be dropping off at SGC, and that's before what I even pick up at the show. But I will say this. Here's a segue. What I pick up at the show in Strongsville is almost certainly going to be pretty minimal this year. So basically, in the same in the same case at my LCS. I mean, the last time I was there, I was actually there with Steve when Steve came to visit me here in Kalamazoo, and we went to a couple of card shops. He was, he's in on the west coast of Michigan often in South Haven. And so he swung by, and we hit a couple of card shops in my town about maybe 6 weeks ago now, and I hadn't swung by to either LCS since that point. And so anyway, one of the LCSs that I went to, they were really stocked. It was like a lot of new stuff, which was great. And so I was in there for a while. I found that 65, and then I found something else, and I left without it. Thought about it, had a potential price to work with after negotiating, still went home without it, thought about it for a few days, and I finally decided, I think I need a spring for this. I got a spring for this card, and I did, and you probably know what it is, and it, as a result, has eaten into a decent amount of my Strongsville budget, what I was already going to be bringing, which wasn't going to be a lot, and it's even less now, because here's what I picked up there. Look at this bad boy. I have a Bob Gibson 1959 Topps high number rookie card of Bob Gibson. Wow. I'm just like, how did this happen? It wasn't an impulse buy, because I went home, thought about it. 3 days later, I ended up going back to the shop and getting it. The price on this was very fair, in my opinion, versus VCP comps, for what I think this will grade, or could grade anyway. And so I kind of thought, I am not going to see a centered card of Gibson's rookie like this for the price that was offered or was going for, and I got 10% off of that. And so I was pretty happy to pick this up. So, as you could probably tell even from just putting it down here, the biggest issue with this card is the wax staining. So this card has a lot of wax staining on it, but that is really the only issue. It's not a small issue. I'll bring it up close. You can really pick it up. It's got a DUC right there. You can sort of see it on the right there. Almost like a scratch here, but it really is just more wax staining. There was a lot of wax staining on this card. And that's what kind of was, I was really hemming and hawing about it. But in the end, I decided, I think I need to follow through with this. There's another one right here. Again, this is not a scratch. I'm almost certain it's not a scratch. It's more wax staining. You can tell just by the shade of the color of it. It matches this. I mean, it's not a scratch. But look at the centering of this card. The color is good. I mean, this card is so hard to find even decently centered. And this card is, I would say, a little better than decently centered. It's not perfectly centered, but it's pretty okay centered. It's nicely centered for this card. This card is all over the place in terms of centering. And so when I saw this, I was like, holy moly, I need to look at this card. I mean, it's also top bottom off, as you can see more clearly when I tilt it. So it's it's more bottom, pushed to the bottom a bit, but I think that centering to me is always not quite as significant of an issue as left right, and it's a touch right here, but again, it can be all over the place. So let me turn it over. Back is really nice. Look at this back. Back is really nicely centered. The color's good on it. There's not a lot of loss of color of the black here or the red. Not much. Needless to say, I was going through a lot of comps before I finally followed through with this buy. And what I really like about having this card is it's a Bob Gibson card. This is a Bob Gibson rookie card. It's a very liquid card. So you know, there are a lot of these slabbed. A lot of them sell. They sell for this is a decently selling car. I mean, it's the high number piece, I guess. And just, you know, Bob Gibson, we lost him a few years ago. I think his legend is, you know, as a result, growing even more. Guy was one of the best pitchers of all time. I wish I got to see him pitch. Frankly, I really wish I got to see him pitch. So anyway, yeah, I picked up a Bob Gibson rookie card. So needless to say, this was not my. I mean, for a rookie card, I think I got this at a pretty bargain price. I really do. I'm not going to share what I paid for it in this video. You know, see me at Strongsville. You know, depending on what kind of develops there, I might be up for sharing what I paid for it. But the reason I say that is because I'm actually going to bring this to the trade night that Ford Collectors has got going on Saturday night at Strongsville. I'm going to bring this there, and I'm going to bring a few other cards. I'm not going to bring many, but and I probably won't trade anything or sell anything, but I'm going to bring them anyway and just sort of see what other people might have. You know, there are definitely some like real gold cards that I am, you know, would love, you know, that I'm targeting in the next, you know, year, 2 years even. So gosh, we'll see what people bring to that. So I probably, as a result, I might not drop off at SGC my order until Sunday. I'll be there. I'm going there with Steve Vintage on Vintage. We're actually driving together. And we're going to be there Friday and Saturday, and we're going to leave Sunday at some point and come back. So we'll be there both those first 2 nights of the show. Last year we were only there for 1 night, but this year we'll be there for 2, which will be cool, and the trade night on Saturday. So really looking forward to the get-together Friday night, trade night Saturday. I'll have this with me there. Yeah, I just wanted to show that in this video, and I know I'm probably talking a little bit about it too much, but really happy with the pickup. And gosh, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with having a Bob Gibson rookie card in your collection. It's just it's an iconic card in the golden age of our, you know, of our cardboard joy. It's one of those great rookie cards, and I was just shocked to see it in as nice a condition. And I think it's in as nice a condition. I say that even with that wax staining, which is significant. It's, you know, it just still presents really well, as you could see here, at least in my opinion. So yeah, these are 2 of the cards that I'll show these again on Bargain Hunters, but I thought I'd show them ahead of time this time and as a teaser for our upcoming episode. So I hope you do tune into that. Again, we're probably going to record it this week, and then it'll be on Steve Vintage on Vintage's channel soon. So look for that. And with that, I'll wrap this up. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, as always. And yeah, I will see you all on the next video. Take care.